Sometimes you will receive additional information to help with your mission. Keep an eye out for your intel feed, located near your objective readout for tips and hints. As captain, you can answer a hail when messages from Starfleet or other ships are received. If the message is accompanied by video, it will be displayed on the main view screen. Answer the incoming hail now.
Aegis, this is Captain Uku of USS Huxley. Our system checks are complete. We're ready to go. We'll stand by and follow you out when you're ready.
At any time while on the bridge, you can use an external view to see what is going on outside and around the ship. As helmsman, you are the ship's navigator, responsible for maneuvering the ship and navigating within and between star systems. Your crew depends on you to get the ship wherever needed, to avoid collisions with hazards in space, and to maneuver for tactical advantage in combat situations. Your local map can be used to mark ships and objects as waypoints, to check your proximity to hazards, and gauge when you are close to being detected by hostiles. Touch any target on the map to select it. Your basic maneuvering controls allow you to give the ship forward or reverse thrust, to steer the ship to port or starboard, and to move the ship up or down on its vertical axis. The amount of thrust you can give depends on the amount of power your chief engineer allocates to engines. The more power your engines have, the more responsive the ship will be. Maneuvering controls are only available when your local map view is active. The throttle controls your speed and also allows you to reverse or make a full stop. Your ship's impulse drive allows you to travel quickly between planets and other points of interest within a star system. To travel via impulse, you will first need to plot a course by choosing a destination on the impulse map. Once the course is plotted, you will then need to align your ship with the appropriate heading and engage the impulse drive. Be aware, the impulse drive cannot be engaged unless the chief engineer has allocated sufficient power. Select any point of interest in the star system to plot a course to that destination. Now return to the local view and steer the ship to line up with your plotted course. Grab and push your throttle to engage the impulse drive. The ship's computer will automatically follow the course you plotted. Your ship's impulse drive allows you to travel quickly between planets and other points of interest within a star system. To travel via impulse, you will first need to... Your ship's impulse drive allows you to travel quickly between planets and other points of interest within a star system. To travel via impulse, you will first need to plot a course by choosing a destination on the impulse map. Once the course is plotted, you will then need to align your ship with the appropriate heading and engage the impulse drive. Be aware, the impulse drive cannot be engaged unless the chief engineer has allocated sufficient power. Switch to your impulse map. Select any point of interest in the star system to plot a course to that destination. Now return to the local view and steer the ship to line up with your plotted course. Grab and push your throttle to engage the impulse drive. The ship's computer will automatically follow the course you plotted.
No course plotted.
The ship's warp drive can distort space around the ship to propel it faster than light across the vast distances between star systems. The tremendous amount of energy needed for warp travel will require you to coordinate closely with the chief engineer. To travel by warp, it is your responsibility to plot a course by selecting a star system on your warp map. When the course is plotted, you will need to align the ship with the proper heading. Before you can enter warp, your chief engineer will have to prepare the ship and charge the warp coils. Open your warp map now. Select a star system to plot a course to it. Now return to the local view and steer the ship to line up with your plotted course.
Warp coils charged.
Warp coils charging. Warp coils charged. Calculating travel vector. Coils charging. Warp coils charged. charging. No course plotted. No course plotted. No course plotted. No course plotted. Warp coils charged. Warp coil discharge imminent.
Captain, the warp coils are about to discharge.
The ship's warp drive can distort space around the ship to propel it faster than light across the vast distances between star systems. The tremendous amount of energy needed for warp travel will require you to coordinate closely with the chief engineer. To travel by warp, it is your responsibility to plot a course by selecting a star system on your warp map. When the course is plotted, you will need to align the ship with the proper heading. Before you can enter warp, your chief engineer will have to prepare the ship and charge the warp coils. Select a star system to plot a course to it. Now return to the local view and steer the ship to line up with your plotted course.
Warp coils charged. Warp coils no course charging. Plotted. No course plotted. Warp coils charged. Warp coil discharge imminent. Warp coils discharged. Warp coils charging.
Push your throttle to engage the warp drive. The warp coils can only remain charged for a limited time. The chief engineer will need to prepare the ship for warp again.
Warp coil discharge imminent.
Various systems of the ship affect how easily other vessels can detect the Aegis. The Aegis is designed to avoid detection at ranges where other Federation vessels would be easily visible to another ship's sensors. As helmsman, the more thrust you are using, the farther away the Aegis can be detected. On your local map, you'll see a ring that expands and contracts as the ship's signature increases or decreases. When other ships come within that ring, they will detect the Aegis. As the tactical officer, you are in charge of the ship's weapons, defenses, and scanners. In combat situations, you must coordinate with the rest of the bridge crew to protect the ship and deal with any threats to it. But you also have a crucial role in non-combat situations. It is the tactical officer's responsibility to scan nearby ships and other objects in the environment to reveal vital information about them. In order to scan anything or to fire on it, you must first target it. To select a target, simply select the appropriate icon on your map. Once you've selected a target, a display will show all currently known information about your selection. Target a nearby ship by tapping its icon on the map. You will often need to scan a target to learn more about it, or to locate people or objects of interest in another vessel. Some objects are scanned with a simple, general scanning action. This happens automatically when the object is targeted. More complex objects, like other ships, can be scanned for specific properties, such as the locations of any weak points in a ship's system. When an object has many features to scan, scanning them all at once is much slower than scanning a single specific system. Scanning is required before it's possible to transport people or cargo off of another vessel, or before being able to target weak spots of an enemy's ship systems. Target a nearby ship by tapping its icon on the map. Here you can select what systems you want to scan. Scanning a single system will always be faster than scanning multiple at once. Also, the closer the ship is to the target, the faster you can scan. Scan the ship's engines now to reveal their status, and any weak points which would allow you to damage the engines directly. As Tactical Officer, you have control over raising and lowering the ship's shields. When raised, the shields will charge up to maximum strength over time. They are your best defense against damage to the ship. When shields are lowered, or down to 0 strength, any damage to the ship may cause serious harm to onboard systems, or even loss of life to your crew. When shields are raised, the Chief Engineer can direct power to them to increase their effectiveness. Raise the shields now. There is a delay while power is channeled into the shield emitters before the shields come online. In a combat situation, remember that you need to raise shields before the enemy fires. Photon torpedoes are a devastating weapon. They can automatically track a moving target and deliver heavy damage on impact. However, before you can fire them, you must first give the order to arm them. Arm your torpedoes now. Each torpedo tube takes time to load. Your supply of torpedoes for any mission is limited, so use them wisely. Target the nearby ship and fire torpedoes at it. Phasers are a versatile energy weapon. They continually charge over time, and when fully charged, your phaser banks hold enough energy to fire multiple shots at your target. Phaser banks automatically track your target, but only if it is within the indicated firing arc and within the current range of your weapons. The effective range and damage of your phasers is controlled by the amount of energy the Chief Engineer allocates to them. Target the nearby ship and fire phasers at it. Phasers can be used to precisely target weak spots of another vessel. To use this ability, you must first scan the desired subsystem of a target, such as its weapons or engines. Once scanned, you must then select that system. As long as a scanned system is selected, phasers will auto-target that system's weak points. To hit a subsystem, the target's shields must be down or inactive. Second, your ship must be correctly facing the targeted point. If the target's shields are raised, or you are attacking from the wrong angle, firing in subsystem targeting mode will do minimal damage. When dealing with other ships, targeting individual systems is a good way to disable them or neutralize a threat without outright destroying the ship. This may sometimes be necessary to accomplish your mission objectives. Target the nearby ship and scan its
No
weapon
target
systems.
selected.
Scan the ship's engines now to reveal their status and any weak points which would allow you to damage the engines directly. Now select the ship's weapon systems to lock on to their weak points. Your phasers are now in subsystem targeting mode. Fire them for a precision attack. Until the target's shields are down, you will not be able to hit the targeted system. Various systems of the ship affect how easily other vessels can detect the Aegis. The Aegis is designed to avoid detection at range. The Aegis's prototype remote intrusion system can be used to send encoded signals and disrupt critical systems of other ships. Before it can be used, the tactical officer must scan the target. Once a scanned target is selected, an intrusion into its control systems is attempted via an automated routine. If successful, you may then choose to attempt any of the available disruption routines to temporarily cripple a specific system. Activate the remote intrusion system. Target a nearby ship by tapping its icon on the map. Select a scan target. Choose a disruption routine to inject into the target systems. Very good, but once used, the remote intrusion system will be fully occupied and unable to disrupt another target or system for some time. Your ship is equipped with standard transporters for beaming objects or personnel aboard from other vessels or locations. Transporting first requires the tactical officer to scan the target vessel or location. If any mission-critical items or personnel to transport, the target will appear on the transporter interface. It will take time to acquire a lock-on before you can beam, and you must remain in range for the lock to succeed. The transporter cannot penetrate through your ship's own shields or those of another ship, so you must coordinate with tactical to make sure your shields are down when you need to transport. If you are attempting to beam something from a hostile vessel, your crew will first have to disable its shields. Activate the transporter interface. Target a nearby ship by tapping its icon on the map. Select the damaged ship from the list of targets. Lock on to the survivors aboard the ship to prepare for transport. To lock on, your ship must be in transport range and unshielded. The target's shield, if any, must also be down. You have transporter lock on the survivors. Give the order to energize. The survivors are now safely aboard the Aegis, but you can only transport 6 at a time. Anytime there are more than 6 targets to transport from a single vessel, you will need to perform multiple transport cycles. As Chief Engineer, you support all other members of the bridge crew by keeping the Aegis operating in top condition. You monitor vital status information about the ship's systems, allocate power needed for maneuvering and combat, and manage the ship's power grid to compensate for damage or boost its capabilities. You also manage the ship's repair teams and keep an eye on how visible the Aegis is to other ships in the area. Your system's display gives vital information about the status of the ship's various systems at all times. When your ship is suffering from negative effects, this panel provides information about the source and severity of the effect. As Chief Engineer, you have more detail about your ship's status than any other member of the crew. Activate your system's display now. How you allocate power determines how effective each of those systems is. As situations change, you'll need to communicate with the rest of the crew to keep them supplied with power and to anticipate when to make critical adjustments. One of your most essential responsibilities as Chief Engineer is to distribute available power between each of the ship's major systems. Try giving maximum power to engines now. Now try giving maximum power to shields. You will have to reduce power to other systems first. Before the ship can travel between star systems, you must make the ship ready and charge its warp coils. This draws a tremendous amount of power, and you will be unable to make any further changes to power allocation or routing while prepping for warp. Begin preparing for warp now. Charge the warp coils. The helmsman will have a limited time to engage the warp drive, or the coils will automatically discharge to prevent damage to the ship.
Warp coils charged. Warp coil discharge imminent. Warp coils discharged.
Before the ship can travel between star systems, you must make the ship ready and charge its warp coils. This draws a tremendous amount of power, and you will be unable to make any further changes to power allocation or routing while prepping for warp. Begin preparing for warp now. Charge the warp coils. The helmsman will have a limited time to engage the warp drive, or the coils will automatically discharge to prevent damage to the ship.
Warp coils charged.
When the ship sustains damage, it's up to you to deploy repair crews and get critical systems back in working order. You have a limited number of crews available. You may send multiple crews to repair a single system faster, or you may spread them out to work on multiple systems at once. Activate your repair controls now. We have simulated damage to your phaser banks and scanners. Assign repair crews to both systems to get them back to full working condition.
Sensor array restored. Phaser array restored.
It's possible to increase the power to one or more systems beyond normal safe operating limits by rerouting the ship's power grid. Switch to rerouting mode now. Try diverting extra power to shields by dragging an adjacent power node over to it. You have increased maximum shield strength by drawing some power from other systems. This situation is risky, though. The extra power flowing through those conduits could cause internal damage. When you use the rerouting system, you must keep an eye on the power grid and be ready to make changes as needed.
Warning, exceeding ship tolerance. Captain's log stardate 2258.161. My crew is assembled and we're preparing to disembark on our expedition to the trench. Before we depart, however, Starfleet Command has asked us to complete one final exercise to confirm the Aegis's fitness for the mission ahead, and undoubtedly to test the readiness of her captain and crew.
Captain, we have a message incoming from Deep Space K7. Opening channel.
Aegis, we have a freighter coming into dock, and we've had a little trouble lately with smugglers trafficking invasive species. On your way out, I think it'd be best for everyone if you could just verify the ship isn't carrying any wildlife.
Impulse engine showing all green.
Understood. Shields up. Arming torpedoes. confirming duty roster for EVA maintenance.
Aye,
Following the
Captain.
target.
Updating target. Scan initiated.
I am not detecting any unusual life forms aboard the freighter, Captain.
I'll let K7 know the ship's clean.
Aye,
Disarming
understood.
torpedoes.
Preparing for warp.
We're on
Adjusting
vector
power.
for warp. Warp course plotted. Lining up for warp. Course
Ready for
plotted.
warp.
On your mark. Aye, aye, Captain.
We're showing stress factors on the dilithium crystal array. Can you check it out?
I can check that out.
I'm picking up a distress signal, Captain. Channel open.
USS Aegis. My vessel has lost all power and our life support systems are nearly exhausted. We have a crew of 6. I request that you take us aboard your ship as soon as possible.
Aye, aye. Target selected. Scanning. Scan complete. We've got life signs. You got it. Lowering shields.
Aye, Captain. Staying with them. Following the target.
Acquiring lock.
Environmental controls check out. Can you confirm?
I'll let you know if anything turns up.
Energizing.
The vessel is empty, and all crew members are accounted for.
We have a priority message incoming from Starfleet Command. Opening channel.
Captain, we've lost contact with one of our survey vessels, the USS Nicholson. You're the closest ship to their last known position. We need you to locate the vessel and render any aid they may need. We're sending their last coordinates to you now. Starfleet out.
Plotting course.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Powering engines for impulse.
Plotting impulse course. We're ready to go.
Aye, Captain. Shields raised.
Aye, Captain. Prioritizing power to engines.
Plasma containment is within tolerances.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye, aye.
Yes, Captain. Shields lowered.
We might have an issue with launch sequencing. Can you investigate that?
See what I can find.
Plotting course.
Aye, aye. Course
Diverting
laid in,
power
Captain.
for impulse.
Making ready for impulse. Aye, staying with them. Aye, aye.
Allocating engine power for impulse.
Laying course for impulse.
There is a tiny leak in one of the EPS controls.
Course plotted.
Any idea where?
I'll tell you if anything turns up.
Aye.
The damage could Aye, aye, Captain. Locking on target. Scanning target.
I am sending new data to your panel, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain. Bringing her over.
Aye, aye. Prioritizing power to shields.
Aye, shields up.
Warning.
We've lost power on deck 5. Aye, aye. Targeting.
Aye, aye.
Scanning.
Initializing spectrographic analysis.
Transferring analysis to your panel, Captain. Sensors are detecting a distress beacon, but it is not a Federation frequency. It looks like a civilian vessel needs assistance as well.
Initiating scan. I'm picking up a signal on emergency frequencies. On screen.
Aegis, according to my engineer, our engines are locked in some sort of malfunction cycle. If we could temporarily override them, I think we can fix the problem.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Warning.
Moving into the
Environmental
anomaly.
hazard detected.
We've arrived.
EVA repairs on the saucer section are complete.
Aye, aye. Changing target.
Aye, aye.
Scanning target. Scan complete, Captain.
I believe our lost ship is showing on sensors now, Captain.
We're being hailed.
Captain, we've reached our destination.
Aegis, this is the USS Nicholson. Our vessel is severely damaged and leaking radiation. Most of my crew escaped, but a few of us are trapped in a forward compartment. I need you to transport us off the ship. And then, well, she's too dangerous. We can't just leave her floating out here. You'll have to scuttle her.
Confirming duty roster for EVA maintenance at 1200 hours.
Understood. Locking new target. Scan initiated.
Moving out of the anomaly.
Captain, we have life signs. Roger that. Dropping shields.
Following the target.
Acquiring transporter lock. Energizing.
Aye. Shields raised. Aye, Captain. Changing target. Engage.
Shield emitters are offline. We just lost our shields.
Plasma containment fields are weakening.
Aye.
Acknowledged. Repair crews to shield emitters.
Aye, aye,
Following.
Captain. Targeting.
Aye,
Scanning.
understood. Staying with them.
I'm seeing a power drain here. Can you check it out?
Okay, let's see what we've got.
Scan complete.
Warning.
Entering anomaly.
Environmental hazard detected.
Exiting the anomaly.
Aye, aye. Lowering
Shields
shields.
are fully operational.
Restored.
All systems fully restored.
Aye, Captain. Starting disruption attempt. Locking new target. I'm in.
It looks like that fixed it. We should be able to take it from here. Thanks for your help. You probably just saved all our lives.
This pattern could be indicative of a furrier system.
Captain, I have an update from Starfleet Command. They're sending us new coordinates.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye.
Diverting power for impulse.
Making ready for impulse. Aye, Captain.
Captain, I'm getting something on the distress channel. Clear on screen. Raising shields. Torpedoes arming.
This is Captain Jameson of the Kobayashi Maru. We've struck a gravitic mine. We've lost all power and our hull has been penetrated. Life support systems are failing. Our position is Gamma Hydra Section 10. Please, you must help us.
Captain, that places them in the Klingon neutral zone. Entering the zone would put us in violation of treaty.
Roger
Following
that.
the target.
Target selected.
Aye, aye. Following.
Understood. Maximizing power to shield emitters.
We're approaching the Klingon neutral zone, Captain. Scanning.
Shields at 50%.
Scan complete. Life signs detected.
Staying with them.
Shields lowered.
Establishing lock.
Warning. Cloaked vessel detected.
Energizing. There are others remaining aboard the target.
Shield decloaking. New contact. One enemy vessel. Aye, aye, Captain. Shields up. Aye, aye. New target locked. Firing. Locking on target. Initiating scan. Scanning complete.
Affirmative. Balancing power allocation.
Enemy breaking contact.
Sensors are showing waveforms consistent with recent cloaking activity.
Enemy vessel destroyed. Enemy vessel decloaking. I've got multiple hostile contacts. Understood.
with them.
Updating target. Scanning. Scan complete. Aye, Captain. You got it. Target selected. Enemy vessel is retreating. Aye, aye. Locking on target. Opening fire.
I've noticed a pattern of unusual sensor echoes. They are indicative of the recent use of a cloaking device.
Yes, Captain. Hostile ship decloaking. Hostile contacts detected.
Kobayashi Maru is at 50% hull integrity.
Hostile vessel destroyed. Aye,
Following
Captain.
the target.
Kobayashi Maru, 25% hull integrity. Aye, Captain. Updating target. Scanning. Hostile retreating. Scan complete, Captain. Aye, locking new target. Disengaging. Scanning target. Changing target. Firing. Roger that. Dropping shields. New target locked. Scan initiated.
Kobayashi Maru hull, 10%. The Kobayashi Maru was just destroyed.
Shields raised.
Congratulations, Captain. You and your crew have just completed the Kobayashi Maru simulation. I know it's not easy to face a no-win situation like that, but it's a necessary test, both for Starfleet and for yourselves. I think we all have a better idea now of the decisions you'll make when there's no obvious right answer. Based on your overall performance, I'm not only clearing the Aegis for Operation Distant Shore, I'm recommending that you lead the expedition into the trench.
Captain's log stardate 2258.161. My crew is assembled and we're preparing to disembark on our expedition to the trench. Before we depart, however, Starfleet Command has asked us to complete one final exercise to confirm the Aegis's fitness for the mission ahead, and undoubtedly to test the readiness of her captain and crew.
Captain, we have a message incoming from Deep Space K7. Aye. Raising shields. Arming torpedoes. Opening channel.
Aegis, we have a freighter coming into dock, and we've had a little trouble lately with smugglers trafficking invasive species. On your way out, I think it'd be best for everyone if you could just verify that...
Captain's log, stardate 2258.193. We believe we've identified a candidate world for Vulcan resettlement. The Governing Council for Settlements in the Trench has granted us permission to perform a survey of Silva 4 and its home system, on condition that we share all our findings with the Council. We'll be accompanied by our science vessel, USS Huxley. This is our first journey into the uninhabited regions of the Trench.
Incoming message from Starfleet. Putting it on screen.
Captain, I understand you're about to get underway. Before you go, I wanted to remind you that you are representing the entire United Federation of Planets out there. I'm counting on each of you to demonstrate our ideals to the highest possible degree. But don't worry, you have Starfleet Command's every confidence. Good luck to you and your crew. Starfleet out.
We're being hailed, Captain. It's the Huxley.
Aegis, this is Captain Uku of USS Huxley. Our system checks are complete. We're ready to go. We'll stand by and follow you out when you're ready.
Aye, understood.
Preparing for warp. Diverting power.
Warp course is set. Lining up for warp vector. Warp vector aligned. On your mark, Captain.
Ready. Charged.
Aye, Captain.
Captain, we're clear
Entering the anomaly.
I am detecting several localized energy pulses nearby. I do not recognize their signature. I recommend we perform an active scan on one.
USS Huxley has entered the system. Initiating scan. New target.
I will update your
I've
panel,
finished the
Captain.
scan.
Aegis, keep your distance from those distortions. One just detonated when we got close to it. Damage is minor, but we don't want to do that again.
Sick phase not responding.
Aye, Captain. Shields raised.
I'm reading a number of spatial disturbances. Waveforms are similar to a Class 1 plasma storm, but it seems to be affecting the entire system. It may impact navigation. We should proceed with caution.
Plotting course.
Aye, aye,
Torpedoes
Captain.
disarmed.
Course
Powering
plotted.
engines for impulse.
Laying course for impulse. Exiting anomaly.
Echo, answer.
Moving into the anomaly.
Hello? Echo, raise volume.
Understood, Huxley. Stand by.
Hello?
Captain, USS Huxley is getting unusual readings from their
answered, but I'm
planetary
not
scans.
hearing anything.
They're requesting we verify with a scan of our own.
Moving out of the anomaly.
It's green. Who's calling me?
Aye. Adjusting heading for
Changing target. Deploying probe.
Transferring data to your panel, Captain. Intriguing. Silva 4 may have been inhabitable sometime in the past, but if so, something has changed it dramatically.
Incoming message from Captain Upu.
Captain, I've asked my science team to perform deep planetary scans on Silver 4. It'll take us a little while. If you can complete the survey of the remaining areas, we should be finished by the time you return.
Understood. Locking new target. Scan initiated.
The storm is getting stronger, Captain. And based on these readings, I believe it will continue to worsen.
Scans complete. The anomaly's hazardous.
Pattern analysis suggests the anomaly's effects will be mild. It could cause direct damage to the ship. I am updating your panel, Captain.
You got it. Targeting.
Entering the anomaly.
Scanning.
Detected.
I will update your panel, Captain.
Exiting the anomaly. We've arrived.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye, aye.
Allocating engine power for impulse.
Plotting impulse course.
Warning.
Entering anomaly.
Environmental hazard
We're ready to go.
detected.
Aye.
Something about those asteroids appears to be drawing power from our warp core, Captain. I am receiving anomalous readings from the asteroid cluster, Captain.
We're picking up trace
storm is
signals from
intensifying.
deeper within the field. It's too faint for me to decipher. It may be a distress beacon of some sort.
Aye, aye, Captain. Updating target. Aye, Captain. Target selected.
Captain, we've reached our destination.
Shield strength at 50%.
Aye, Captain. Updating target. Firing!
No valid target.
Aye, aye. Targeting. Opening fire. Aye, aye. Locking on target.
Warning.
Moving into the
Environmental
anomaly.
hazard detected.
Scanning.
I expect that anomaly will have moderate effect on our systems, transferring data to your panel, Captain.
Entering the anomaly. Moving out of the anomaly. Arriving at our destination.
Shields 50%.
Aye, locking new target. Initiating scan. Full scan complete.
That's the source of the signal. It does appear to have been a distress signal at some point. But the signal's far too weak for it to be of any use now.
Perhaps it has been overwhelmed by the environmental conditions.
Plotting course.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Diverting power for impulse.
Making ready for impulse. On your mark, Captain. Entering anomaly. Exiting the anomaly. Exiting anomaly.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye. Course laid in, Captain.
Power for impulse.
Laying course for impulse. Aye, aye.
This nebula has an unusually high concentration of ionically charged particles. Remaining within the particle field will negatively impact shield function.
We should launch a probe and get out of here as soon as possible. You got it. New target locked.
Plotting course.
Aye, understood.
Powering engines.
Moving
for
into the
impulse.
anomaly. Plotting impulse course. Course plotted. On your mark. Moving out of the anomaly.
Yes.
Moving to new
Changing
coordinates.
target. Probe is away. We're getting data back from the probe.
The probe has detected a ship, Captain.
They may need help. There's no activity on standard subspace frequencies, but we may want to check it out just in case.
Understood. Target selected.
Entering the anomaly.
Scanning target.
I am updating your panel, Captain.
The vessel's computer is intact. It's encrypted, but we should be able to access it through our remote intrusion system.
Roger that. Attempting to disrupt. Changing target. Target system is disrupted.
Exiting
The
anomaly.
ship's been picked clean. Multiple hull breaches. It must have happened fairly recently. The last log entry was just a few days ago. There's no one for us to save here. We may want to scuttle the ship to make sure no one else gets drawn in here.
Aye. Locking on target. Engaging target.
Target selected.
I'd say there's a lot of ships calling for.
Warning.
Get out of here.
Plotting course.
Aye, aye.
Allocating engine power for impulse.
Plotting impulse course.
Warning.
Course plotted. Aye. Entering anomaly.
Particle analysis shows localized high-frequency oscillation around the moon. It is causing reduced fidelity in our sensors. We should be able to complete a scan, but quality may be compromised.
You got it. Target selected. Firing.
We've arrived. Aye, aye, Captain.
Would you mind investigating the efficiency loss here?
Yeah, I'll take a run through it.
Aye, understood. Aye, full speed ahead. Aye, aye, Captain. Arriving at our destination.
Understood. Updating target. Launching probe. The probe's in position and transmitting data.
Intriguing. There are patterns on the moon consistent with subsurface structures, Captain. I see no signs of life, but that may be due to the atmospheric interference. Our belief that this area is uninhabited may have been misinformed.
Hostile vessel closing in!
I've got a new contact. Hostile. Arming torpedoes.
Captain, incoming message from the Huxley on emergency channels.
Aegis, we are under attack by 2 unidentified vessels. We need immediate support.
Scanning complete. Aye,
Following the
Locking
target.
new target. Engaging. Aye, Captain. Attempting system disruption. Stand by. New target locked. We're disrupting the target system. Hostile destroyed. Sensors are showing clear.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye, aye.
Torpedoes
Full
on
station.
station.
Engines for
On your mark. Making ready for impulse. Aye.
USS Huxley is reporting 75% hull integrity.
I'm reading multiple hostile contacts. Roger that. Updating target. Scan initiated. Scan complete, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain. Attempting to disrupt. Targeting. Target system is disrupted. Aye,
Following.
Captain. New target locked. Opening fire. Yes, Captain. Locking new target. Enemy retreating.
Following
Aye,
the
aye.
target.
Locking on target. Ceasing fire. Initiating scan.
Hostile ship is fleeing. We did it. The Huxley is secure.
I appreciate the help, Aegis. I'm afraid we need a little more. We sustained damage on several decks, and our navigational systems are down. We need to get back to Edinov as soon as possible, but we can't plot a course. If you can lead the way, my chief engineer believes she has a method for us to follow your warp signature.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Initializing warp protocols. Allocating power.
Warp course laid in. Aligning warp vector.
Warp coils charged.
We're aligned for warp. Course laid in, Captain. Aye, aye.
USS Huxley has arrived safely, Captain.
Thanks for getting us back home, Aegis. I think we can take it from here.